Well, it seems like Lewis in Los Angeles disagrees with you.
Okay.
What's up, Lewis?
Hey, Lewis.
Hey, guys. Guys read my question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, basically, I just want to know how you guys think that it'd be a failure if it's obviously accurate and true.
We don't agree with that.
Well, how can you not agree with that?
Well, I mean, it has talking snakes.
Okay, let's see. Genesis 1:19,
Yeah.
the Bible claims that God made all the herbs and that it's good for us to eat.
Right? Was that before or after he made the sun?
Okay, that was after he made the sun.
Not according to the Bible, from what I remember.
Right. So there's a couple different orders of things given, and they're all incompatible with the orders that things actually happened that we understand from science. I mean, this is the first two books of the Bible, and it kind of goes downhill from there as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
There's no evidence that the Jews were in Egypt or were some sort of lost tribe. Nazareth didn't exist, as far as we know, at the time that Jesus was supposed to have been from Nazareth. There's problems all the way through it.
There's not like archaeological evidence that says that the Jews were all enslaved or that they traveled 40 years in the desert.
Okay, but what about the
that order of creation you're mentioning? I actually have it right here. Day 3, he created water or land and then plants, and day 4 he created the sun and moon. And if you think that plants existing before the sun exists is scientific, I think you should check the primary sources
again. This is
again.
a children's story, is what this is. This is just so story.
Okay, but science is only a theory. It's not actual fact.
Okay,
there's evidence
don't start up saying that don't start up saying that it's accurate, like in connection to science, and then just say science is nonsense. You can't have it both ways.
Well, I'm not saying it's nonsense. I'm saying that it's theoretical. It's not really 100% accurate. I mean, on hieroglyphics in Egypt, you can see the Jewish slave.
Okay, so you do think that plants existed before the sun?
I know that scientifically it says that it's not possible that that plants existed before the sun, but I mean, anything can happen. It's possible.
So anything could happen, including the Bible is a book of nonsensical superstitions, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, I think we disagree on whether it is, but I think maybe I've answered your question. How can I not, how can we think it's failed?
Okay. Answer this then.
Okay.
How is it impossible that Noah didn't build a ship when they have actually found the ship near the Red Sea? They dug it up a few years ago.
They've dug it up about 1,000 times. These Christian groups go out and we're going to go find Noah's Ark, and they go out and they find something and they call it Noah's Ark and they make some money and they write a book and whatever. And this has happened over and over again.
In a lot of cases, people have claimed to find Noah's Ark and they've been publicized by evangelists all over the place. And then, in at least one case, the guy said that he came up with a deliberate hoax. Like he treated some wood in some chemicals and then said it was from Noah's Ark, and he found it from Mount Ararat when he actually found it in his backyard. I would be super skeptical of claims that somebody has found Noah's Ark again.
So it sounds like maybe you guys are trying to say these guys are just scam artists. Is that what you're trying to go with this?
Well, when they find Noah's Ark in 20 different places, I don't know how many of these there are. It kind of makes you believe less than each time there's a new claim, right?
But I mean, if you're asking if we think the Bible was written on purpose by scam artists, I wouldn't go that far necessarily. I mean, it could have happened, but I think that in a lot of cases, people sincerely believe the stuff that they're writing down.
So you think that they're just disillusioned or something? You think I'm disillusioned?
I think it's
I think you're
a lot of
mistaken.
attractive stories that people like to hear, and people have figured out a way to make money off of them. There's no scientific evidence, by the way, for a global flood, by the way.
Okay. What about the scientific evidence that the Roman Empire has the tax document of the Joseph? Have you heard that claim before?
No.
That they actually
nope.
have-
But
Because
let's
during
let's
the-
say some of those people existed. What does that tell us about the supernatural claims? Pretty much nothing. So who cares?
Well, I mean-
So it's irrelevant
Right,
to the question of the
let's say
supernatural
even
claims.
that we
But it proves that
grant
they
the
were-
assumption that Jesus existed and that his family was what the Bible said it was. Does that prove that he turned water into wine? Does that prove that he rose from the dead? I mean, books aren't
But we
either
can take
all
what-
true or all false.
But we can take what other people said at that time and take it actual fact, right? Isn't that a personal
There
anecdote
are
that we
no
can use?
contemporary accounts of Jesus outside the Bible. So there is no independent confirmation. The
Okay,
Jews
then how
didn't
do you
know about
expect-
Jesus in the
Okay,
Jewish writings.
then how do you expect how did the Native Americans learn about him if there was no other
People-
account of him outside of the Bible?
People came to America and told them.
They evangelized and gave them blankets with
With
smallpox.
smallpox, right. And also the Bible, so that worked out.
Okay, what about this then? The Bible says that to lay up another man is an abomination,
The Bible says
and
what?
homosexuals on average do have less happy lives.
You know,
That's what I
you're
heard Ray Comfort say.
you're quoting from Paul Cameron, who's basically a complete discredited flim-flam artist,
Wait, what?
propagandist.
I don't know who Paul
But what about
Cameron
Ray Comfort and all those guys? They seem to preach about it.
Yeah,
they
they're-
seem to be
They
right.
sure do. Actually, we spend an entire show talking to Ray Comfort.
Yeah, you might
should
look that up in our archives. So we
Okay.
don't agree with him either.
Right. But he
who
is
do
a
you
very
agree with?
nice guy. I'll give him that.
Who do you agree with? You agree with these guys like Dawkins and these Sam Hitchens guys?
Sam Hitchens? Yeah, you mean Sam Harris and Christopher Hitchens?
I don't agree with them
Yeah,
on
those guys.
anything they've ever. I don't agree with them on everything they've ever said. I don't idolize them or worship them in any way. But on the whole, I find a lot more common ground with them than I do with Ray Comfort. Yes.
That's a good way to say it.
Don't you guys get tired of living your lives in sin? I mean, don't you get tired of it?
Like what?
You know, sin is an affront to God, and we don't believe that there's a God. So
How can you not believe it's right there?
give me some evidence. Right now, you've just run around in circles. You made this big claim that everything is true in the Bible, and we pointed out about 12 different things that were false, and that stopped you cold.
Okay, you want to know what's accurate? Okay, what about the last book? Completely accurate. It's detailing what's happening today.
You mean the one
European
with the
Union,
seven-headed
everything's
lion?
coming together.
The-
talking about Revelation?
everything's coming together. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, that's you know that.
No, we don't agree with that. That is accurate either.
You ought to read, both Jesus and Paul say that Jesus is going to return, or Christ is going to return within the lifetime of the apostles.
So you trying to
That
tell me
didn't happen. So
think-
it's already false.
You don't think-
It is false.
You don't think
right?
President Obama is the Antichrist?
All right, dude,
Okay,
you're trolling
this
us.
is Poe.
Okay.
Let's go on to another caller. Thank
Very
you.
funny. Okay,
Bump.
but not really.